In 2008, I became pregnant with Jake, and he was due March 15th, 2009.
Jake was born about 8 weeks premature in January of 2009, and he was 3 pounds 7 ounces when he was born. Very little guy. Probably the hardest part was keeping in touch with Cassidy. She was very proud to be a big sister. So the hardest part was she was so sad those 2 weeks because she was not allowed into the NICU.
What's your favorite thing to do with your brother?
Wrestle.
Wrestle? Who wins the most?
Me.
You?
He doesn't get me down.
Right after he was born, there was a possibility that he would have trouble breathing, so he was immediately intubated.
It was wonderful to bring him home, and we were glad to be able to get him out of the hospital. At the same time, we knew when he was in the hospital that he was being cared for, by professionals. We felt a huge responsibility having him here because he was so tiny, and it was actually very scary.
I'm getting tired of this, just to remind you.
Some scar tissue was in his airway, which caused him to have trouble breathing whenever he had a cold. That started our many trips to the UNC hospital clinics. It turns out that he had cysts in his airway, and so then he had subsequent surgeries to get rid of the cysts, and then the cysts tend to come back sometimes. And so that's why he would have trouble breathing in the middle of the night.
Well, she heard him cough, and then she got him and put him in the bed. Every time he breathed, it was like, when he coughed, it's a really barky cough. And so he had to get steroids. Okay, I'll give you a warm hug.
Jake and I used to go to football games. I would notice the Dance Marathon folks out with their buckets, collecting money at the games. Then I realized there was a benefit for UNC Children's Hospital. And so I would then go up to them with Jake, and I would tell them, hey, this little guy was in the NICU at UNC hospitals, and I'd say, I really appreciate what you guys are doing.
UNC Dance Marathon is the largest student-run and student-led philanthropy in the state of North Carolina. We do all sorts of fundraising and awareness-raising events throughout the year. That culminates in this big 24-hour event in March every year. Those 2,000 students pledge to raise $150 and stand for 24 hours in support of the patients and families of North Carolina Children's Hospital.
Met some people through the marathon that live in Fayetteville or other parts of the state that have to come in, a lot of them for routine treatments and cancer treatments and tests and all kinds of things, that it's just a huge burden on families, and any bit that can be alleviated is a tremendous comfort to the families.
For years, I just kind of brushed it off and didn't really pay much attention to it, and just said, okay, that's one of those things they do. So this year, I kind of decided to challenge myself to do it. I make sure it's about staying up 24 hours and standing on my feet. Everyone talks about how much fun it is and how there's all these things going on and you're just constant motion.
My thing is try it at least once. Everyone, you hear a lot of the naysayers, and they're like, I have better things to do, or I'm really busy. But we're all really busy, and especially right after you do it, the next weekend, I'm like, oh no, I have midterms. Well, I just stood for 24 hours. There's nothing I can't do. So it's just a really empowering experience, and it also, this is what Carolina is about.
I know he has your private number, and soon you'll make that vicious call.
So we're 2 hours into the marathon. I feel good, feel a little tired. The basketball team just won, so that was definitely a plus. I think everyone else's mood is going to increase now. I'm kind of looking forward to the rest of the night and see how it's going, but right now I feel good.
I'm a little worried about tomorrow. I've been up since 8 a.m., so I'm starting to get a little sleepy. I'm excited to change my shoes and eat, and I have a Diet Coke waiting for me, so I'm pretty excited. Well, there's supposed to be someone else back here, but I am the Jamaican bobsled team. I got abandoned.
Everybody says the time heals everything, all in the end. But what if the red shed hollow
about 2 hours away from the end of the marathon, and I feel tired, my legs hurt, my feet hurt, but mentally I feel really good.
We only have a few more hours, so my feet are a little sore, but I hit the wall and I'm over it now, so I'm pretty excited.
Standing for 24 hours wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was going to be.
My two favorite parts are coming up with sway time and family hour.
We've started to meet our kid co-captains and hear more about the stories of the parents, and it's kind of helped us shape the mission of the marathon to more of it just being about us standing for 24 hours, us really focusing on the kids and what we're doing for the kids.
All right, everybody. Jake Ellis, and this is his sister Cassidy. He is the kid co-captain for Team 7, the Wrecking Bells.
This is his 4th year as a kid co-captain, and he's really enjoyed being a part of it very much. Cassidy likes to dance, and Jake likes to dance and take part in the talent show.
Music playing and lights, and the kids just light up. Like our Jake and Cassie just love it. It's when everyone's all in one place at one time. That always hits me when I walk in the door and see all those people and see what they're doing.
My favorite part is probably sway time, which is where everyone links arms, and it's like hour 23 and you're exhausted, but how you're holding, it's like people are holding you up and you're holding them up, and it's just always really emotional.
The reveal at the end, where they come out and say how much money was raised, and then everyone sits down. That's always just amazing. And you sit there and you think about the numbers, and it's pretty amazing.
I'm really excited about final reveal this year with the numbers. I think it might be our best year.
I think it's such a unique organization that it really kind of provides a window into what it is to be a Carolina student.
I'll tell them how much was raised in the last year, and they'll sort of look at you, blink, and they'll say, "Is it a student organization?" I said, "Yeah, it's a student organization."
To me, Dance Marathon's like a family, but it's also just a way to change the world.
Every kid in that room is getting something from being involved in that they couldn't get anywhere else. That'll stay with them, the rest of their lives.
3, 2, 1,
As I've gotten to know the students and to see what that organization is able to accomplish, it's awe-inspiring. It's incredible. The amount of money that's raised, the organization, how well run everything is, how many different events are held. It's really pretty awesome, and makes me very proud to be part of the Dance Marathon and to be at Tar Heel.
Now there is no need for suspicion. There ain't no frog is in your hand. I won't